हेलो दोस्तों, मैं आकाश दास स्वागत करता हूं आप सभी को और एक कमाल के फ्रेश इंटरव्यू में। और आज के इस इंटरव्यू में हमारे साथ हैं मिस निकिता कर। और ये डेटा साइंस के फील्ड में बहुत अच्छा नॉलेज गेन कर चुकी हैं। अपन एक्सपीरियंस वो डिटेल वे में शेयर करेंगे आज हमारे साथ। सो हेलो मैम, वेलकम टू दिस इंटरव्यू।
Hello, Akash.
या सो कैन यू प्लीज इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ?
Yeah, so I'm working in a MNC, Mindtree, and it's been 2 years I've been working there and as a big data developer. So so far it's a very exciting journey, and I've done my BTech from the same college you're studying in, Silicon Institute of Technology, and with computer science as my majors. So yeah, as you know that data science and big data is a very trending field these days. And I am being a big data developer. I would not say that I have experienced or gained a lot of knowledge because it's a very, very vast domain. And I could say that I've just learned 10% of it, and there is much, much more to explore.
Okay, thank you. So my next question is, what are your educational qualification?
Yeah, so as I've mentioned that I've completed my BTech from Silicon Institute, and with the CGPA of 9.28. And yeah, after my BTech, just I joined Mindtree as a big data developer, and currently I'm working there. So it's been 2+ years.
ओके, एक्सीलेंट। सो माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, आज के डेट में हम काफी लोग सुनते हैं कि डेटा साइंस एक बहुत बड़ा फील्ड है, बहुत ट्रेंडिंग है, डिमांड है। तो मैं जानना चाहूंगा कि जो मतलब एक बिगिनर है, उसको आप कैसे समझाएंगे कि डेटा साइंस क्या है, उसमें मतलब क्या चीज रहता है, उसका यूज क्या होता है। थोड़ा सा आप डिटेल में इसको एक्सप्लेन कीजिए।
Data science, see, we have a humongous amount of data out there. ठीक है, हमारे पास डेटा हर तरफ है, और what we need is we have it but we don't know how to use it, and that is what data science is used for. uh, if you have something and you don't know how to use it, then that piece of uh, data is not meaningful, it's not useful. So suppose, giving you a real life example, suppose you are the owner of an hospital, okay, and you have already seen hundred thousands of patients, cured some, and there are some peculiar cases. You have all the data, but when a similar person with the same symptoms comes to you and you don't know how to treat it, even if you have the data of the past patients having similar kind of symptoms, but now you still don't know how to treat it. So in that case, even after having the data, it is not useful. So data science is majorly used to analyze whatever data is in hand, to filter it, and to draw meaningful insights from them, so that you can visualize the data and you can predict many of the outcomes of the data, which will help you in your business, or even if you're doing some individual projects, it will help you in that.
ओके, सो दैट इज रियली a detailed knowledge about a beginner, for a beginner. So my next question is, डेटा साइंस तो हम लोग पता हो गया कि ओके डेटा को कैसे मैनेज करना है, बहुत ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ डेटा होता है। माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, बिग डेटा के बारे में भी हमने सुना है, राइट? सो डेटा साइंस, बिग डेटा मतलब डिफरेंस क्या होता है, और बिग डेटा में क्या चीज हम कंसीडर करते हैं?
बिग डेटा और डेटा साइंस, हम अगर ऐसे देखें तो ये दो डिफरेंट चीजें हैं, लेकिन there is a very thin line between it, and these both fields share something very much in common, and we can say that they go hand in hand. We have data, and nowadays everything, the volume of the data, the speed of the data at which it is getting into the systems, and the variety of data, these all things are the important factors while we consider on the big data. So what happens is, when you have the data, you want to know how to store it. That is one important factor. How can you store that huge amount of data, and then how can you retrieve it? Just storing won't do any good. You have to retrieve it with a minimum latency possible, and you have to give that data to the different systems which require it for any kind of processing. So this is what big data does. Big data helps you store the humongous amount of data into different forms so that it is retrievable and it is easy to access, and these all things are done in big data. But when data science comes in, it takes the data, it analyzes it. Suppose it gives takes some data, it builds some mathematical model upon it, and using some machine learning algorithms, it predicts some insights. So we can say that big data and data science, these are somehow connected to each other. So if I'll give you a real life example, suppose there is an organization, they have the entire data of, suppose it is a retail organization, they have many products with them. So all the information they store, and multiple shops are there which are selling those products. So every day they get transactional data, some thousand lakhs of records get inserted to the database on per second or per minute basis. So how these data will be stored in the relational databases or the non-relational databases, and how you can retrieve them, this aspect is taken care by the big data processing. And once we have the data, we have collected it, we have uh, made some of the transformations on it, like we have uh, the duplicate data or the wrong data, we have discarded it, everything that is done. Now what we do, there are some tools to visualize the data like Tableau. There are many texts which help you to analyze the data. You code using R or Python, and then you draw some insights, you use machine learning. So this part is taken care by data science. So but one thing I would like to say is, you cannot jump into both of the things together. Okay, these two are different yet connected. So if you want to go in the field of big data, then you have a different path, and if you want to go into the field of data science, then you have a different path. And after gaining bit knowledge or experience, getting hands on some projects, then you can think of switching between these two.
Okay, so that was complete information with real life example where we can use that. So my next question is, if someone wants to get started in this field, means for suppose I'm not having that much knowledge in different coding field, I'm having bus only knowledge on web development, basic HTML, CSS. Apart from that, C++ or basics of Python. So what are the prerequisites for a data science developer? Means who is a data science developer, and what are the prerequisites for that?
Talking about becoming a data scientist, you need to understand that you have to deal with maths. Okay, maths cannot be neglected in the field of data science. The statistics part is very important, and you need to understand algorithms well. Okay, so if you know how different algorithms work, because the entire data science field, it is much more dependent on the mathematical models you build on the data, the machine learning algorithms you use for regression or for any prediction possible. So all these are nothing but algorithms. So you have to get the idea of understanding an algorithm, then making it into a practice so that you can code on it. Given a problem, you can think which algorithm fits best for this kind of scenario. That understanding one needs to develop, and you need to have a little bit knowledge of the databases, how the relational and non-relational databases work, and how you can retrieve data. So these all things are kind of prerequisites if you want to go or start your career in the field of data science.
ओके, सो जैसे हमने देखा कि दोनों में डिफरेंस है, डेटा साइंस में और बिग डेटा में, उसी तरह डेटा साइंटिस्ट और बिग डेटा डेवलपर में भी कुछ डिफरेंस है. सो बेसिकली ये दोनों के बीच में थोड़ा सा आप डिफरेंस को एक्सप्लेन कीजिए साइड बाय साइड. व्हाट एक्चुअली ए डेटा साइंटिस्ट और ए बिग डेटा डेवलपर डू?
जैसे मैंने तुमको बताया कि डेटा साइंस में हमारा जो स्टेप्स है टुवर्ड्स द डेटा इज डिफरेंट एंड इन बिग डेटा इट इज डिफरेंट. So first I'll take the call on the data scientists, what they do. So they have data in front of them. Okay, they want to give you or give the client some meaningful information what they need. Okay, just taking the raw data and you won't get anything out of it. Okay, you have to extract knowledge from that data. You just, you have to build information. You have facts, you have just the raw numbers and letters out there. You have to extract information from those data. So that is what data scientists do. They analyze the data and they use some methods using machine learning algorithms, or they use statistics, which includes probability and many more core concepts of statistics, and they uh, design or they discover some patterns of the data, how, what is the trend of the particular data, how that data is being used from one system to other system, is there any pattern between these data. So all those pattern recognition and all those things are done, analysis part is done by a data scientist. But when you come to a big data developer, the analysis part is not their work. Okay, a big data developer makes sure that the data reaches from the source to the destination in the desired way, and it gets stored into particular locations so that you can retrieve the data, or the data scientists can retrieve the data and get to use it. So that is what big data developers do. They create pipelines. See, as if you want water to flow from one room to another room, what you do? You connect a pipe from one room to another and the water flows easily. It is as simple as that. So the big data developers, they create pipelines so that the data from the external systems can reach to your system, to your platform. Okay, whether it is on the cloud, whether it is on databases, or whether it is on just the different FTP servers or the AWS S3 buckets, whatever the field, whatever the platforms are. But the pipelines, that is more important, how we have created the pipeline so that the data comes from the source to the destination. And once the data reaches there, then we have to also make sure that the data is persistent and durable at that particular destination. It needs to be stored such that it can be used again in the future whenever required. There are multiple ways of processing and retrieving the data. So if external system wants to perceive the data, it can do. If some different program, if you're writing a Python code which connects to a database and then gets the data into its system, it can work that way. So the generalized pipelines are created so that we can move data from one location to another and then store it. So this is, you can say, an overview of what a big data developer does.
ओके, सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दैट इन्फॉर्मेशन. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, जैसे हमने डिस्कस किया कि एक बिगिनर को क्या प्री रिक्विजिट होना चाहिए, साइड बाय साइड हम कहाँ से सीख सकते हैं डेटा साइंस रिलेटेड टॉपिक्स हो गया, कॉन्सेप्ट्स हो गया, या फिर उसके लिए कुछ कोर्स कर सकते हैं, या फिर कुछ ऑनलाइन रिसोर्सेज के बारे में बताइए जिसको हम काम में लेके एक अच्छा खासा नॉलेज गेन कर सकते हैं.
Yeah, see, abhi aajkal online, everything is available online. Okay, on Coursera, Udemy, there are many online platforms where you can get complete courses. The basics of the both of the fields, data science and big data, that you can pretty much get free of cost. Okay, and you can have a very basic understanding of all the components of big data, or you say data science, what and all you require. So, and then you can see, when you know that in big data I need to learn Hadoop, so that I should know how the data is being stored in a distributed manner and how it can be retrieved parallelly. And you know that there is one technology, Apache Spark, which is used to process real-time data. This information you get from the basic part of what are the components of big data and what the technologies are included. Once you get these, you can then try to take up each of the technology one by one and work on it. Because see, just uh, getting a theoretical knowledge won't be any good to you in future. You have to do some hands on. Okay, and programming is very important, whether it is in data science or it is in big data. Programming is very, very important. So that you have to think how you can uh, make yourself much more comfortable with coding if you're not, and if you're a good coder, then you can practice complex things, you can do competitive coding, so that will enhance your coding part. And to learn the technologies like Hadoop or Spark, or you can say machine learning, then there are multiple courses. You go through the description of the course from any of the online portal, and then if you think you like it, you're able to understand, there will be some free videos or demos, you are okay to understand what the author is trying to convey, then you can go ahead and start that course. But what is more important is, see, finding the resource is not that much difficult, but sticking to one it is. Okay, you start a course and midway suppose you feel that I'm not understanding anything, I'll just leave it there. That won't help. You have to continue and you have to finish that. And in between, if you're stuck, if you're not able to understand any topic, take your time out, understand that topic individually, and then come back and resume. So this process would definitely help a beginner to give a kickstart. And see, no, self acquiring knowledge is necessary, but when you go and work in a project, in a life project, in a company or in a startup, or as a freelancer, anything, but when you work on a project, then you get the exact knowledge, or you can say exact hands-on experience what is required, and that will help you automatically to grow and improve yourself more in that particular field.
Okay. So you came to know about data science in your 4-year engineering period, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So why you were interested in this field? Means what made you to get into this field?
From the very beginning, being a computer science student, see, everybody has a favorite subject. Okay, either it's coding or either it's, when it comes to the conceptual, somebody loves object oriented programming, somebody loves operating system, but my inclination was always towards databases. And in my course, we did not have anything like data science or big data or cloud computing. These all things were not included as part of our course syllabus. But when I saw that, yeah, I'm very much interested to work on data, I get very fascinated that we have all this data and everything nowadays is being captured. Whether you book a ticket for a movie or you travel somewhere, you book a Zoom car, everything, every data is logged. And that was a interest that developed in me, that yeah, I want to work in this field where I can deal with different type of data, and I can do something which will actually contribute towards some some or the other way, like that. So that was my main inspiration. So during my college time, I was very much interested in database and all, and I did the projects also in the same domain, like detecting phishing URLs using streaming analytics. That was my first project which I did. So that was a research paper, so it was a very nice research paper which I did. Then I did another project on database security breaches, how to detect breaches, even if when the authorized users are misusing their rights, like that. So after doing 2 3 projects and going through different research papers, I was sure that yeah, I want to go to in this field. And then when I joined my company after my college, Luckily, I got the big data track, and I was very happy. And then I came to know that it's just a drop of the ocean, which I know. There's a lot more which I've not heard the terms as well. So all those bit of things I have learned in my training period, and so many technologies are there, and you are working on something. After 2 months there is another technology to beat it. It is changing in that rapid speed. So to keep up the pace, you need to keep yourself updated, like what technology is replacing what. And even if there are traditional methods to do some things, obviously there are different pros and cons of each of the technology. You need to understand that. Given a project, you need to know that which technology will fit into it. And if you are, suppose you want to manage a workflow, there are different kinds of workflow management tools. Like there is Oozie, there is Airflow, but the point is, how will you know which tool will fit into which area? So all these things were like a boost up for me to go into this field, and I was sure that yeah, I want to be in this field only. So it depends on personal interest, like what excites you more, like that.
Okay. So exactly the saying holds true that learning never stops, whatever the age is, right?
Yeah,
So apart
exactly.
from that, yeah. So apart from that, I means I'm also doing engineering. I faced a lot of distractions and disturbances. So आपने भी बहुत सारे distractions face किया होगा. So please tell us something about few of your distractions and how you tackle that or manage that in order to score a means pretty nice GPA. And apart from that, getting hold of the data science topic.
See, I would, to be very frank, in college, the distractions are there. Okay, it will be there in one way or the other. So, scoring good in semesters is, I don't think, a difficult task. And because you know how we engineers study and what is, even if you score a 7 point or you score a 9 point, there's no difference. Okay, the way of studying, the approach towards study is pretty much same. It's like, and but what is important is, see, I was always focused on my core subjects, on my branch subjects. I was always keeping my focus on that, because being a computer science engineer, I should know very well about my subjects. So I was making sure that most of the time which I'm studying, I'm giving to my computer science subjects. Dealing with distractions, it is nothing but your willpower. Okay, how much you want to study or how much you want to see yourself grow. That's the only thing which will keep you going. And you just cannot shut your outside life and just keep studying inside one room. No, that won't help. You have to go have fun, you have to be with your friends. After doing everything also, you have to take time for yourself. And when you know that you don't have those particular subjects in your college syllabus, and you know that you have to study something extra, so you have to take out time for that. Suppose you must have seen that people who are aspiring for a GATE exam or who are preparing for CAT, so they have joined some kind of institutions to prepare themselves. So what they do, even after doing classes, regular classes, they go to those classes, they study and they do some self study, they give some tests. So that is some extra amount of time they invest, because they know that after 1 year or after a few months they have to go give CAT exam, they have to give GATE exam, like that. So you also have to think like that, because these all things, maybe few of these things are being included in the college syllabus after few years, like cloud computing and Python programming, machine learning, maybe all these things. But if it's not, then you have to find your extra time to focus on these areas. And just as I said, just reading won't help. You have to do some hands on practice. So So the basic requirement is get a good laptop which have a good configuration, do and just even if it's a part of course or you know that there are many open source softwares, download it, play with it, crash everything, and then only you can learn it. That is the only way.
Okay. So tell me something about your future goals, like in the field of data science, what else can be done or you are planning to do that?
Right now, the shortest goal which I'm seeing is like I have to work on my uh, big data field and some part of the data science. Like I want to explore more of the data analysis part and the data visualization part, which I have not worked on yet. And in field of big data, I want to explore there are many technologies and it would take another 1 hour if I go and explain what all technologies are there. So uh, if I'm at 10% now, I want to grow myself to 20%. Okay, see, if I'm developing the code right now, my next goal is I want others to do that and I want to give them the solution. Okay, there's a position you can say like big data architect. Okay, so what they do is they create the solution, they the format of the solution, they have the problem and they make a blueprint of the solution, like how things will be done and what all technologies will be used. All those things, the planning part, the designing part is done by them. So I want to reach that stage that I will be designing some solutions, I will be designing the blueprint, and to reach that stage it will take a lot of work, a lot more of programming, a lot to learn. So yeah, I'm working towards that and hopefully I'll be there soon.
Okay, cool. So all the very best for your future. And apart from that, towards the end, my ending question is, can you please share something with the beginners, means who want to get started, or what motivation should be there? Means there should be like, okay, there is huge demand in this field, we should go for that, or there should be some genuine interest. Any message for them?
See, what I would like to say is when you start something, don't start it because 10 other people are doing it. Okay, never do that thing. Just you're seeing that, yeah, my friend is doing something and this is very trending. No, if you are interested in it, only then you take up that. Because if your interest is not that enough, then at one point of time you're going to give up, and all your efforts and all the time you have put in, somehow it will not give you the result which actually you were expecting. So the first thing is you need to understand what you have to work on. See, there are many opportunities in the field of computer science. You can go into web development, you can go into core backend programming, you can go into front end and UI or graphics designing, you can go in game development, you can go in big data, data analysis. There are multiple paths where you can go. But if you think you have that interest to keep you going in big data or data science, then you pick up. And one thing is you should know it will take time and patience to reach to a certain level where you can say that yeah, I have this much knowledge and I am now a good big data or data big data developer, or I am a data scientist. To achieve that, it will take patience and it will take time and efforts. So don't hesitate to start. And there are many people out there who have already done it. Take their advice, take their help if you're stuck. Read good books, practice. Practice is one of the biggest thing. Okay, you cannot skip that part. You have to code, you have to practice. So that is something will always keep you going. And yes, your interest in that field is also very important. So I think that's I can sum it up. Like if you want to start something, start it, don't delay it. and just make sure that you do it with your own interest, not because someone has told you or you find it very fascinating and you want to set a trend, you want to go with the trend. No, it's not like that. It's you who want to do it with your personal interest. No one is going to come and work for you. So you have to understand this and then start anything, not just big data or data science, any field you want to go. It's your personal interest.
ओके, सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ऑल दोस इन्फॉर्मेशन। मुझे उम्मीद है बहुत अच्छे से मतलब स्टूडेंट्स लोगों को पता चल गया होगा कि डिटेल में एक बेसिक से कैसे शुरू किया जाता है फिर एडवांस लेवल में। लेकिन सभी चीज के पीछे है कि प्रैक्टिस मेक्स मैन परफेक्ट, एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट यू हैव टू हैव पेशेंस, राइट? विद अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम
Yeah.
ये डेवलप हो पाएगा। ओके, सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग इन। और आगे भी उम्मीद रखते हैं कि कुछ अगर नॉलेज होगा तो आप डेफिनेटली शेयर करेंगे स्टूडेंट्स के साथ। So, yeah.
Definitely.